What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Joey Garcia here, hosting another mock draft Monday. Um, Before we get into it, I just want to say if you like the content and you want more content, go ahead and leave a like and drop a comment for any kinds of content that you want to be seen on here. Go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon just to get notifications of when we go live. Right now, probably all the way up until the draft, it'll be Monday and Thursday at 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time. Um, yeah, and if you want to get some of the content early, want some of the extra perks, go ahead and join the Patreon. Again, it's something that is not expected, but it's just something extra if you want to go ahead and join. Make sure you also follow on Instagram or Twitter. On Twitter, I just kind of give my opinion when Schefter goes ahead and drops something down. Sometimes I talk about some prospects that I like and stuff like that. On Instagram, usually I am just updating when and what the next show is gonna be. So go ahead and give me a follow on some of those things if you'd like. Before we get started, kind of wanted to talk about a couple things. Um, First one, over the past like 2-3 months, I've been dealing with stuff. I got married, and I've kind of been trying to get this podcast YouTube live thing going up a little bit. On top of work, it's just been kind of a little hectic, so I haven't been able to actually break down film and scout as much as I've wanted to. So hopefully this week I've kind of got a schedule that hopefully I get to follow and get some more scouting reports out there. So I'm really excited for that. I think this week, all the way through this weekend, I'm going to try to hit. I wrote them down. I want to hit some of the thumper running backs. That's what I'm going to call them, the thumpers. Like Abram Smith, Master Teague from Ohio. So Abram Smith from Baylor, Master Teague from Ohio State, Hassan Haskins from Michigan, and maybe even throw in Jerome Ford if I have time. But I want to hit those guys this week, and I think I can. So I'm excited to do that, and as soon as I break down some of their film, I'll come on here and kind of talk about it a little bit. So, next thing, I just want to kind of talk about some of the recent news. So MLB The Show 22 is about to come out. I know it's not really football related, but I'm excited for another sports video game. I have the pre-order downloaded right now, so after this, I'm probably going to play a little bit of that. But yeah, I hope that Madden and the NCAA football that comes out over the next couple years, I hope that they kind of take some advice from MLB The Show, because I think the gameplay mechanics in that and all the little things that they do on that, it's not a perfect game, but a lot of that stuff is pretty good. So going into another thing, Duke versus UNC. What was that, Saturday night? Yeah, UNC put another dagger in Coach K's heart right as he was doing his final farewell. So I don't really have much to say about that other than I was rooting for UNC. I'm not a Duke fan, and I kind of thought it would be funny the way that. Sorry, my cat. Again, Griffin's in here trying to take over the show. So yeah, I thought the way that Coach K handled UNC winning on senior night, I think the way that he handled it was classless, and so I kind of wanted to see them go ahead and beat him again. So Griffin, calm down. Get on this side. Hey, buddy. Come here. Camera wants to see ya. No. All right. He does not want to be there today, so that's okay. Yeah. So that's my. Sorry, I kind of rambled on a little bit about that, but that's my take on the UNC Duke game. I hope UNC wins. I think that'd be cool, but I think Kansas is gonna go ahead and take this one. So, right before I got on, I'm very happy that that today they did the trade and they didn't do it yet tomorrow. But the Saints traded with the Eagles to get some of those first round picks. out of the way. So the Eagles had 3 first-round picks. We thought that they were going to probably trade at least one of them back. Ended up trading 2 of them, but traded 2 of them about 2 picks backwards. Picked up a first rounder next year, picked up a second and a third rounder plus a sixth or something like that. I don't have the full pick list in front of me, but basically, the gist of it is the Eagles didn't want 3 picks this year. They just wanted 2 in the first round, just because once it comes, contract negotiation time, you don't want to have to pay big money to 3 rookies if you hit on all 3. So they kept 2 of them, pushed one basically into next year. So now they have 2 first-round picks next year. And the Saints moved. Well, technically, they didn't move up because they made sure to keep the first-round pick where they are, and they basically bought the 15th pick. So they are getting the 15th pick, which means they're jumping in front of Los Angeles Chargers. So I think, just trying to read the tea leaves, they're jumping up for one of those offensive tackles. Obviously, probably not Evan Neal, probably not Ike Ekwonu, probably not Charles Cross. So they either really like Trevor Penning or they really like Bernard Raymond. I don't know. I'm trying to think of some other tackles, but they obviously saw a huge drop off after. I'm guessing it's after Penning. I think that's who they're going to go after. So they obviously saw a huge drop off after Penning, is my guess. And so they wanted to get in front of the Los Angeles Chargers to get him. So that's exciting. They also still kept 18, or maybe they pushed it to 19. I think they pushed 18 to 19, but they're staying in range to get one of those wide receivers. So I think it's tackle and then wide receiver. It could also be cornerback, but I think they're stepping up to get a tackle. So we are doing a mock draft today. We're going to do a 2-round mock draft, and hopefully the mock draft simulator that I'm using is updated. If it's not, we'll go ahead and make that trade ourselves. But yeah, that's about it for that. I had a couple other things I wanted to kind of talk about, but I kind of feel like I'm rambling on a little bit. So we're going to rapid fire this really quickly and not break down too much. So the Eric Church thing that happened. So Eric Church, a big UNC fan, he ended up canceling his tour last weekend to watch in person the UNC Duke game. A bunch of people were mad about that. My whole thing is, I understand that people bought plane tickets and hotels to get there to go see that. I think as long as he refunds the tickets, I think that's okay. I think the risk. So if Eric Church would have gotten the stomach flu or something like that and ended up canceling it, you wouldn't be mad at him then. Like, it's just because he's going to see a sporting event. Myself, if the Miami Dolphins made the Super Bowl and I had something like this, a podcast that I was say 1,000, 1 million people watch my podcast every day, and paid good money to watch my podcast, I think I would still go to the Super Bowl if I had the money and I was going to for the Dolphins. So I understand a little bit. And I understand why people are mad, but at the end of the day, like, that's the risk you incur. So last thing, Lamar Jackson still has not been extended. I think he will be, and he doesn't sound like he's stressing out about it right now. He's somebody that coming out, I loved his mobility and I thought he could extend plays. I never thought that he could be like a franchise guy because of his arm accuracy and his ability to read the defense. But he's kind of proven over the years, he's not perfect still, and he's still not that great of a passer, but he's proven that he will work hard at it. And he's a proven leader and a proven character guy. So I think they have to extend him. I think they gotta, even if it is, you gotta pay $45 million a year. I think Lamar Jackson's worth it just for the character, the leadership that he brings alone. I think he'll get a little bit better. But if this is as high as his ceiling is, the character and the team leadership that you get from that is worth $20 million. So then you're just paying 25 million for the mobility and the little bit of arm talent that he has. So that's my thing on Lamar Jackson. I understand why you're not going to do it with Baker Mayfield, just because of his character issues. And if you're going to pay Deshaun Watson after whatever allegations that happen, whatever, you're going to pay him $50 million. I think Lamar Jackson's worth 45. Yeah, that's just how I feel about it. And then the last thing, Devontae Parker traded to the Patriots the Dolphins traded Devontae Parker and a fifth to the Patriots for a third. It's an inter rival trade, but the Dolphins and Patriots do a lot of trading. So I don't know. I think as a Dolphins fan, you would want to get him out of the division, but obviously the Dolphins don't feel like he's that much of a threat, and he's worth that third-round pick. So I heard that the Cowboys were interested. Obviously, they were probably given a fifth, and they thought a third-rounder is better. So with that out of the way, we can finally get to this 2-round mock draft, which we should get started soon because I've already been rambling for about 12 minutes now and doing 2 rounds. So I'm going to try to keep this around an hour. Don't know how I'm going to do it, but we're going to do it. So without further ado, the first round should be relatively quick because we do one of these all the time. All right. Sharing my screen now, and we can go ahead and get started. So it's a 2-round mock draft using TDN's predictive board. First, I just want to check. And it looks like it is. I thought they got 15, not 16. But I guess I'm wrong. So, yeah. Okay. Well, that's fine. It looks like it is done. So, good for us. So, going to the Jaguars. I still think that there's a chance that they trade out of here. If not, they can get Aiden Hutchinson, or they could still take one of these tackles. As well as Trayvon Walker apparently is a guy that people are saying they like. But we'll go Aiden Hutchinson. Keep that how it is until later. I still think there's a pretty good chance it's Malik Willis here. You keep Malik Willis behind Jared Goff for 2, maybe 3 years. That's a possibility. I also could see them just taking best player available. So I've been thinking, what do I do in this one? It is a 2-round. They got 33. No, they've got 32 and 34. Could take a quarterback at one of those spots. We're not trading. This is going to be the hardest pick in the top 5 that I make. Screw it. Let's do it. We'll go Malik Willis. I don't think he's worth a top 5 pick, but he's got the upside. So let's do it. Let's see. I love Kyle Hamilton here. It's not going to happen. I think they go ahead and get one of these. I would love to see them get one of these tackles, just knowing how thin the tackles are. And at 13, you can probably get like a Jermaine Johnson. Or you could take a freak player like Kyle Hamilton, or you could take the best corner in the class with Sauce Gardner. So they got a lot they can do. And I love how we're going to figure out how this goes, doing a 2-round instead of just a 1-round. I love seeing the consequences of picking a certain position early, and maybe in the 2nd round, we're like, wow, they still have Bernard Raymond there that they can pick. So we're still going to go ahead and pick one of these one of these tackles. I think they go with Ike Ekwonu, just because they have Titus Howard on the right side. They have Laramie Tunsil on the left side. Titus Howard played pretty well last year. He can play guard, but I think he's better at tackle. And Ike Ekwonu, I think you can slide him straight into guard and then figure out if Titus isn't cutting it, you can move him to right tackle. Or you can end up trading Laramie Tunsil after this year and moving Ike out to left guard. I think he'll be a better guard than Evan Neal will be, just because that run game is going to be crazy. So go ahead and give him Ike. Now going on to the Jets. They would love to take one of these tackles, is what I'm hearing. They're not confident in Mekhi Becton. They have George Fant. But I think what I keep hearing is they want to go best cornerback here and take a wide receiver at 10. That's what I'm hearing. But again, if you're going to take a wide receiver at 10, you got to get past number 8, number 9. Both of these people, if Malik Willis is off the board, both of them are probably either trading back or they're going to take a wide receiver as well. There's a big chance at that. So do you take your wide receiver right now? Is that crazy? At number 4, taking a guy like Jameson Williams? I think that's really, really high for him, especially with the injury. That would be nuts. I don't think they do that. I think they feel like they can get him there. You go edge, you go safety. I think it's either tackle, edge. Again, I was about to say I think it's either tackle, edge, corner, or wide receiver. And again, they could get a corner at 30. What do they have? 33 is their pick. They got 35 and 38. I think at one of these, you can get a guy like Elam might be there. I don't know. Again, I'm taking too long on this pick. I didn't want to take this long. So I will go with my gut. And I'm going to take Evan Neal. I'm going to take Evan Neal. All right. Now both they might trade back at that point, actually, because now both of these teams want to get a tackle. It's not going to happen. I think the Giants will end up getting a guy like Charles Cross. Somebody's going to have to play on the right side, though, between him and Andrew Thomas, who's the left tackle that they got from Georgia 2 years ago. That's playing pretty well. Jets. Brandon says, Jets need another tackle to protect my boy Wilson. I agree. So that's what we're going to do. Give him Evan Neal. On this one, we'll give him Charles Cross. It's going to kill Matt Rule. Matt Rule is wanting to get a tackle here. Either a left tackle, which Charles Cross is the move right there, or he goes and gets a quarterback. Because this is his last year if they don't show promise. I don't think he believes in Sam Darnold. He recruited Kenny Pickett when he was at Temple. Kenny Pickett was his quarterback at Temple before he transferred to Pittsburgh. I think he thinks Kenny Pickett is ready and Kenny Pickett can win them 7 games. I think he thinks that, especially with how last year with how Mac Jones did, I think he thinks Kenny Pickett can do the same thing. So Kenny Pickett is going to try to resurrect Matt Rule's pro coaching career. All right, so the New York Giants, they took their tackle. They're very happy with that. They're going to go pass rusher, or they could go best player available, which for me is Kyle Hamilton. But they're going to go pass rusher, and it's either Trayvon Walker or Jermaine Johnson. I think Kayvon Thibodeau, he keeps talking, and it's rubbing teams the wrong way is what I'm hearing. Again, I don't have a problem. You see Sauce Gardner saying I'm the best corner in the draft. I'm the best player in the draft. Thibodeau saying the same thing. For some reason with Thibodeau, it's rubbing people the wrong way. And so I think he will slide a little bit further. So we're going to go with Trayvon Walker. I think he has the most upside as a pass rusher. And he can seal the edge as a run defender as well. So let's go with Trayvon Walker and lean upside. So with the Falcons, if one of these quarterbacks, one of those first 2 quarterbacks were here, you could think maybe they go that way. I think they go with Arthur Smith. I don't think he's going to take a receiver. Let me think. I don't think he's going to take a quarterback here. I think he's more likely to just relax. I don't think if they do poorly this year, I don't think that the owner is going to fire him. I think he's been given kind of a longer leash because they know it is a bigger rebuild. So go for another unicorn player. You went after Kyle Pitts last year. This year, you got 3 guys that it could be. You got Kayvon Thibodeau. Is he your unicorn player? I don't know. Kyle Hamilton. Is he your unicorn player? I think so. So you could have a Kyle Pitts that can do everything on the offensive side. Kyle Hamilton that can do everything on the defensive side. Kyle and Kyle running your teams, or you can do Sauce Gardner, who's going to be the best corner in the draft, even though you got AJ Terrell and the other guy as well. You got a couple solid corners, so you don't necessarily need Sauce Gardner, but I think you go best available, and I think you go high upside. So, Kyle Hamilton, welcome to the Atlanta Falcons. The Seahawks would really love to go tackle here. Sadly, there's none really worth it. You can go Trevor Penning, you can go Bernard Raymond, but this is just really, really early for those guys. You could go quarterback again. Desmond Ridder, maybe sit behind Drew Lock for half a season, and then they'll be throwing him to the wolves. You can go ahead and get another wide receiver to go along with Lockett and DK Metcalf if you're going to trade him. I don't know. Get a cheap replacement for him. Edge rusher, corner. I think they really want to go lineman, so I think they trade back from here. I think they pick up some more picks, trade back, and get one of these linemen, after pick 20-something. And then, because, again, it's an economics exercise. You don't want to take someone that you could get at 28. That's what John Gruden and the Los Angeles Raiders were doing the other years, getting Cleveland Farrell at pick 11 when they could have gotten him in the back end of the first round, or when the Washington Commanders, got got Dwayne Haskins whenever they could have gotten him probably in the second round. Same with the Giants that year when they got Daniel Jones, and then someone else, that corner that escapes my mind. But again, you could have pushed them further back and still gotten them. So you don't want to use assets when you could save them and gain more assets, which is, again, more shots at the dartboard, because these aren't it's not going to be 100% strike every single time. So with that rambling, I was going to take Kayvon Thibodeaux, but Sauce Gardner is still there. And I think having Sauce Gardner go to play that cover 3 defense, just like Richard Sherman. Again, I don't want to compare him to Richard Sherman, but he's long, physical, just like him. So go ahead and give them Sauce Gardner. All right, Jets are up. They got their tackle. So they could go ahead and get corner. Stingley doesn't really match that system. They could go ahead and get one of these wide receivers, or they could go ahead and get edge. They pick at 33. They can get some wide receivers at 33. Edge rushers at 33 is probably going to be like Cam Thomas will be the best one from San Diego State, or Drake Jackson even. So should you go up and get one of these blue chippers, or get your boy Zach Wilson some more help on the offensive end. I do think they're going to go wide receiver. I would really love to get one of these edge rushers for them, but I think they're going to go wide receiver. I'm going to give them they've been talking to Drake London. They've been talking to Chris Olave today. They're actually having an interview with Chris Olave. I'm going Jameson Williams, though. He'll be out for the first half of the season. I don't think that matters. They're not going to win this year. I've been saying it. I don't think they care about his first season. They're going to get the best wide receiver they can. Maybe they trade back a little bit, trade back with one of these teams that want to trade up, like the Steelers. Steelers might want to trade up right there if Malik Willis is still on the board. Trade back and then get him there. But you got to get best player, and he's the best wide receiver if he was healthy. So, again, you can get wide receiver here. They've got Curtis Samuel. They've got Terry McLaurin. Their defensive line is legit. They go ahead and get corner, offensive line. I think that's really it, though, is that they want to get a wide receiver right here just to help out with those two. You can never have too many weapons in this league. I'm trying to think of someone, Curtis Samuel is kind of a do-it-all, move-around guy. Terry McLaurin is a nice route runner, has a little bit of speed. Maybe you get a jump ball guy like Drake London to go in there. Maybe you get a Garrett Wilson, who, again, is super long arms. But I'm already sold on it being a receiver. So now it's just who's the receiver that I want to go here, or that I think will go here. So it could be Treylon Burks, depending on who's high on him. I'm gonna go with Drake London. I think Chris Olave is my next favorite wide receiver, but it just makes too much sense to have Drake London here. Just one of every kind of receiver. So there goes Drake London off the board. Let's see here. I really like the Jordan Davis pick here. They could go receiver and get Derek Stingley though, and they could get one of these edge rushers. There's a lot they could do. Adam Thielen's getting older. I could see them going wide receiver, but I also think they'll probably go wide receiver in the second round. So I love the Jordan Davis pick there. I do. What do they have in the second round? Because I want to see if they can get my boy from UConn. 46. Man, that's a tough one. Oh goodness. Let's give them. Man, we'll give him Kayvon Thibodeau, I guess. Let's do it. All right. Houston Texans, they took a tackle last time. Yeah, they took Icky. They're going to put him at guard to start out. Again, you just got to take best player available at this point. Wide receiver would be really nice to help out. I want to go with Andrew Booth. I feel bad that Derek Stingley's still there, though. Again, Jermaine Johnson to go with an edge rusher. Help out. What's their next pick? Let's see. Because, again, they're going to be thinking not just in terms of this pick right now, 37. So at 37, cornerbacks, let's see. They could go ahead and get a Roger McCreary, Kyler Gordon, and at edge, maybe Boye Mafe. They could get David Ajabo. Ooh. They could get David Ajabo. Yeah, all right. Well, let's go ahead and let's give them Stingley. I think they're not afraid of the injuries. So we'll give them Stingley. All right. Now, this is a good spot for Jordan Davis to go again. So we'll go ahead and give him – this one's easy for me. Interior or a freak end. Like, just defensive line. They'll go best player available. I think Jordan Davis will be a freak. So sorry that I didn't want to pick Jordan Davis, 2 spots ago, and now I pick him. Oh, well. This pick right here, they wanted to stay in front of both those teams for a reason. That's why they didn't give up 15. They gave up 16 instead. I think because they want to stay in front of both teams. They could go ahead and get this tackle, and that would be extremely dirty. But I think they probably know, that they're going wide receiver. And they probably know that the Saints are going tackle. Saints probably know that the Eagles have no plans of going tackle in the first round. So go ahead and get a cornerback. I really think they should go ahead and get one of these wide receivers as well, and one of these edges. So they only have 2 picks. It's going to be tough. It's going to be an edge and a corner. So, again, you think about what edges they can get in the next round, what receivers they can get in the next round, and what corners they can get in the next round. So I think they'll go corner. Yeah, I think they'll go corner here because they know they're going tackle, which means they're not going to – so that they know that the Saints are probably going to go tackle, which means that the Los Angeles Chargers won't go tackle because now there's none available. So next thing for them to do is get corner because they're not going to go edge because they have Joey Bosa and they just got Khalil Mack as well. So you got to be thinking on these things. So I think I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so it's Trevor Penning. Because look at these tackles. Please tell me which one. Bernard Raymond, Daniel Falele, uh, Petit Frere, Abraham Lucas. Like, I like these guys. These guys are all developmental guys right here. These are guys with big upside developmental. Trevor Penning as well, but he could start right now. He might get beat on finesse pass rush moves, but he's got the highest ceiling, and I think he's the best in run support right now. So Trevor Penning's the pick. I'm sure the Chargers are thinking we got to get ahead of that, and I'm sure in real life, if teams like the Jets or hey, we'll trade back. Teams like the Vikings, hey, we'll want to trade back because at 17, Vikings trading back to 17, I think is plausible. So I think the Chargers are going to trade up. If not, now they're sitting here like crap. But could you imagine getting Devonta Wyatt, who I think is actually I think he has a say for being the better all around guy at Georgia. Jordan Davis is a freak, and I think he'll develop into being the best defensive lineman. But I think Devonta Wyatt is going to surprise some people really early. So we could go ahead and do that. And now all of a sudden that defensive line, holy crap, that defensive line is legit. You can go ahead and get a linebacker to go with Kenneth Murray. What else? They need a corner. But are they going to get Trent McDuffie? I don't know. I'm sure that they really would have wanted Booth. Kind of like Trent McDuffie, though. Devonte Wyatt, I think would be a really good fit here. I think Trent McDuffie can play inside, outside. He can kind of move around just like Derwin James. I think we've talked about this last mock draft Monday, where now you got two chess pieces you can move around on the defensive side. Just makes it that much more potent with the pass rush that you already have. Devonte Wyatt would be really good here, but Trent McDuffie, man. Trent McDuffie. All right. So now, somehow, Jermaine Johnson has fallen all the way here. Garrett Wilson's still on the board. And there's about to be a wide receiver run. So do the Eagles get ahead of that wide receiver run? Every time that they usually start the wide receiver run, they get guys like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside or Jalen Reagor. So maybe they don't want to. They'd rather get a stud pass rusher. I think that's what we're going to do. Jermaine Johnson, get yourself a stud pass rusher. All right. At 19, Saints are back up on the clock. This one, they are going to use wide receiver. I think that's why they ended up keeping one of these teen picks and then moving the other one up because they want to get in front of that tackle and then they want to get a wide receiver still. So Garrett Wilson is on the board. I want to go Chris Olave. And I'm going to go Chris Olave because I think that's who I like better. I like Chris Olave better. I think either one could be the pick there, but I think it is one of those two. Looking at some of these other wide receivers, Jahan Dotson maybe. I don't think it's Treylon Burks. He doesn't really fit what they want to do. I like Sky Moore, and it could be Sky Moore as well. Here with the Steelers, could get another wide receiver again. This could be where another wide receiver goes. Trying to think about Zion Johnson. I love Zion Johnson as a prospect. Do they need guard play? They've got a couple guys playing well. Tyler Linderbaum, I love him, but he does not fit that scheme. Zion Johnson does. Kenyon Green does really, really well. Shoot. I think we'll go ahead and get them a wide receiver. That's between Treylon Burks and Garrett Wilson. They've got Mitchell Trubisky. Garrett Wilson's got longer arms. Treylon, man. I really want to get them Kenyon Green, actually. Something's telling me Kenyon Green. So I'm going with Kenyon Green. Something in my head just said no. So could go cornerback here for the Patriots. They go after toolsy guys. So what, a guy like Kaiir Elam? I feel like I mocked Kaiir Elam to him so many times already. Could give them a wide receiver. Toby says James Cook, best receiver in this draft. We'll see. We will see. I don't really know what to say to that. I love him. I think he's going to be a really good running back if used correctly. And by used correctly, I mean, moved out wide to play a little wide receiver most of the time. But yeah, James Cook's going to be good. He's probably not going in this draft, but we'll see late in the second round. All right, how long has it been? We've been here for 35 minutes. We got to get this first round wrapped up. We're almost done. I think it's going to be wide receiver here. Either that or Kaiir Elam. Let's look at wide receivers. I really think, maybe a John Mechie or a Calvin Austin goes to them. Kyle Phillips, Wan'Dale Robinson. Yeah, there's some really, really good receivers. I feel like Garrett Wilson should not be falling this far, but I'm going to go ahead and give them a corner. I think there's no way that a corner falls to them at their next pick that I'm as confident in stepping in being a day one starter as there is with the wide receiver. So I'll give him Kaiir Elam. Welcome back to the first round, Kaiir. Right here at 22. So you got 2 picks. One of them is going to be a wide receiver, and it's going to be Garrett Wilson. So I was saying Garrett Wilson's fallen. Not anymore. He's right there. Now we go corner, edge rusher, wide receiver, running back. Right here could be where the first running back goes. Breece Hall fits their scheme, but they still have James Conner. I don't think they go for a first-round running back. I think they're looking for a number 2 guy to go behind him. Corner, you got Kyler Gordon. You got Roger McCreary. You got a couple corners you could do. George Karlaftis, I don't think really fits that scheme. Go ahead with a wide receiver. And yes, I think they need someone that's going to take over for Christian Kirk. And also AJ Green is gone. Get a guy like Jahan Dotson. I don't really think helps and benefits their system at all. Treylon Burks. Let's give him Treylon Burks. All right. Here, edge rusher, wide receiver. I think it's simple. It's Zion Johnson. The writing's been on the walls, and the writing, when it comes to Jerry Jones, is almost never wrong. So Zion Johnson, if he's here at 24, you can book this. If he's there at 24, Cowboys are going to get him. All right. Now the Bills love going for defensive linemen. Could go defensive lineman this time. They could go with another wide receiver. If they do, it's probably going to be a slot guy. Again, running back could go here. I think those are really the options. Is a running back, a wide receiver, interior offensive lineman, Tyler Linderbaum. Doesn't really fit the scheme, but I think Tyler Linderbaum is going to surprise people and be able to do everything that everyone else does. So I could see them going for David Ojabo, even though he's injured. He'll come back just in time for the playoff race, and you can just kind of put him in for a third down pass rushes. But I'm going with a running back. We're not escaping the first round without a running back. I'm going to give them Breece Hall. Excuse me. My cat is freaking out right now. Wants to go outside. Got to take her for a walk. So we'll go ahead and give them Breece Hall. I hear they like Breece Hall. Isaiah Spiller did not really impress with his numbers. I think it's Breece Hall. I think he'll be the first running back taken. Even though I don't agree with it. I love Kenneth Walker. I think he's the best running back. Breece Hall is a very, very close second. I think I have them 2 spots apart in my top 100. I think I have Kenneth Walker at I think I have him at 34th best player, and 36 is where I have Breece Hall, something like that. And then I have Isaiah Spiller 7 spots behind that, something. It's something close to that. I don't fully remember, but right. We can go another wide receiver. I really want to give them a linebacker here. because you look around. Yeah, I think it's going to be a linebacker. Now, is it going to be Nakobe Dean, who's a little undersized, but his IQ and his effort is off the chart? Or is it going to be a guy like Devin Lloyd, who's kind of a freak athlete and just is a little raw? It could be either one of these two going first. I think it's going to be Nakobe Dean. I love to give him a wide receiver here, but I think they'll find a nice wide receiver in the second round. I'm looking. Christian Watson will probably be there at their pick in the second round. If not, George Pickens. Sounds good to me. Go ahead and give them Nakobe Dean. I like him better. I think Devin Lloyd's going to be really good, but Nakobe Dean's going to step in to a team that has playoff aspirations and a very pass heavy or a very offensive explosive AFC. All right. I really would like to see a guy like Tyler Linderbaum go here. I don't know if he will, just because he can't step in at. I don't think he can step in at guard right away in this offense. So that might hinder it. Don't think they really need another weapon. They could use some help on the defensive side though. So Devontae Wyatt, does he go here? I'm between both of those guys. Devontae Wyatt, go here next to Vita Vea. It would have been awesome if Jordan Davis was still here, because those two next to each other would be crazy. Let's see. Kyler Gordon, I keep hearing first round buzz for him. Oh, man. Should we do it? Are we going to pull the trigger on Kyler Gordon? I want Tyler Linderbaum in this first round, though. I do. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll go ahead and get them Kyler Gordon. I keep hearing first round buzz with him, so put him in the first round. All right. The Green Bay Packers, they got a wide receiver. Who'd they get? Garrett Wilson last time. So go ahead and get them offensive linemen, defensive, anything really. I like Devin Lloyd here. I really, really like Devin Lloyd here. I'm just trying to make sure I don't see anything else. I do. I like Devin Lloyd. We're going to go Devin Lloyd. They already got one of their wide receivers. They could go ahead and get a Jahan Dotson. I don't think they will. I think in the second round they'll hit another wide receiver, though. So Devin Lloyd. So we got two linebackers in the first round. First pick out of back-to-back picks. One of these will get traded backwards, I think, or get packaged to go up. They're not going to pick 29 and 30, I guarantee you. I think one's going to get pushed backwards, or both will be traded to go up. So with that being said, it's going to be for a wide receiver. They don't have to. They've got Mecole Hardman. They've got Valdez-Scantling. But they really, honestly, they don't really have another true threat on this team other than Kelsey. So let's look at our wide receiver options. You can get a guy like Sky Moore, who I love Sky Moore. I love his burst and his elusiveness and acceleration and everything that he can do on tap passes. But they got Mecole Hardman, who's supposed to be taking that over. But I don't know. I don't think that they're liking how he's doing it. I don't know. Maybe they are. The Patriots took Kaiir Elam. Maybe they just go, yeah. All right, we'll go edge for one of these guys. Um, Shoot, we'll give him Boye Mafe. He'll slip into the first round. George Karloff is going to fall a little bit. Now it is up to, do we give him a safety? Oh, yeah, let's give him a safety. Let's give him Lewis Seen from Georgia. Look at that. So they skipped out on wide receiver entirely in the first round. Crazy. Everyone's going wild. I actually think they're going to package those two up to go get someone. But Sky Moore could be there as well. Don't be surprised if one of those picks is Sky Moore. I keep hearing they like Sky Moore. Bengals have done a lot to this offensive line. They could go ahead and could go ahead and get Bernard Raymond, the athletic tackle out of Central Michigan. He was a former tight end, but they did just get La'el Collins from the Cowboys. So I think it opens this up to be kind of anything, really. Wait. Sorry, breaking news. The Yankees just made a trade with the Rays, the Tampa Bay Rays. Yankees acquire right-hander David McKay, which I love David McKay. He's a prospect who I thought was going to debut sometime in the middle of this year. Apparently the Rays don't believe that because they are just getting cash considerations from the Yankees. So McKay's good. He's got good stuff. His control's a little off, and he's really only got 2 pitches. He's got a mid-90s fastball. I think he's also got a curve or a slider. I think it's a slider that they've been trying to develop. His slider's okay. That's about it. He's got a mid-90s fastball. Slider is okay. So, that's a little disappointing. I like McKay. Okay, back to this mock draft. Sorry, I got that notification, and I was hoping we got something more than cash. Hopefully, it's $500,000 or something like that. Yeah, he was AA and AAA this year, so I think he will stay AAA with you guys for, I don't know, probably. I don't think he's gonna be an opening day roster player, but I think we'll see him in the big leagues this year with you guys. Maybe it's two months in, something like that, a month in. Okay, Bengals. Bengals can do anything here. They did a really good job in free agency attacking that offensive line, which was kind of an issue, or not just kind of an issue, actually an issue. Burrow got sacked, I think an NFL record amount of times last year, and it was something like 15 to 20 more times than the next guy. And in the playoffs, I think he was sacked 19 times in the 4 playoff games that they played. So it's pretty ridiculous. But the offensive lineman that you can get right now, Tyler Linderbaum. Actually, screw it. Tyler Linderbaum. Wow. Look at that. Tyler Linderbaum made it in the first round. I'm very happy. Lions already got a quarterback. Now it's just best player available. Let's see. You want guys that bite kneecaps? I will give you a guy. I was going to say I'll give you a guy that bites kneecaps when I saw Daxton Hill. No, not really. He does not really bite. I don't want to crap on Daxton Hill because I like Daxton Hill. But he kind of doesn't do well against physical corners or against the run. But he's a Michigan guy. Should we give him that Michigan guy, or do we give him David Ojabo? How about David Ojabo? Oh, they pick right after this. All right, we'll give him Daxton Hill. Just because. Oh, no. Okay, we're going to pretend that we did the opposite. We're going to, just rewind. All right, 32 is actually going to be David Ojabo, just because he needs more development. So you put him on a 5th-year option at number 2. Now you got him for 5 years instead of 4 years so you can develop him. So we're going to pretend they took David Ojabo. And again, Jaguars could get a safety, but they get Devontae Wyatt. They get a nice pass rush from the inside that they've been looking for. So for now for these last 2 picks, They've gotten 2 defensive linemen. The Jaguars have gotten 2 defensive linemen with their first 2 picks. Freak of nature, not really a freak of nature, but a really good pass rusher in Aiden Hutchinson, and then also Devontae Wyatt, who both are probably top 17 talents. So very, very good. Now, since at 32, the Lions got David Ojabo. At 34, they're going to get Daxton Hill. Okay, so they get 2 Michigan guys there. I really like both of those guys to pair up with who they get, Malik Willis. So it ends up being 2 Michigan guys. I think they were 2 of the best players available. So we'll go ahead and do that. Edge rusher needed for the Jets. I think they go George Karlaftis here. They could go linebacker and get Quay Walker. Could honestly do anything. They already got their receiver. Could get another receiver in Sky Moore and get really freaky. But sorry, just double checking everything. Yeah, let's go ahead and give him George Karlaftis. He fits the system well. He doesn't have much bend on the edge, but he's going to help in the run, and I think he can develop a little bit more of a pass rush. We'll see. There's a chance that he might just turn into a solid edge run support player with a little bit, maybe a 3 to 5 sack guy. So 3 to 5 sack guy with good run support on the edge I think that's his floor. Could end up being a lot better than that. So now the New York Giants. This is their 3rd pick. They have gotten offensive tackle Charles Cross. They got edge rusher Thibodeau. Who'd they get? Trayvon Walker. So they got Charles Cross and Trayvon Walker. Now, again, another best player available pick right here. I think Quay Walker. Just looking. I think Quay Walker is the pick here. Obviously, they want to help out their quarterback with some receivers. Sky Moore might be a pick right here. I love Quay Walker. I'm giving him Quay. Give him Quay. All right. Now the Houston Texans. I feel like I'm saying a lot, so I'm going to try to stop doing that. Houston Texans. Let's see. What do you want to do? They got a cornerback and they got a tackle already. Houston Texans got Icky. That's right. He's going to play interior for them and then kick out to the guard. And then they got Derek Stingley. So they got 2 some people say top 5 guys. I don't like Stingley as much, but he could turn into something. He has everything there. Right. Edge rushers. Who do we have at edge? Cameron Thomas, Logan Hall, Kingsley, Drake Jackson, all guys with high upside. Again, I haven't really seen this guy very much, but I heard he's a freak. Safety. Jaquan Brisker, Jalen Petrie. I love Brisker. I love Petrie, but I really love Brisker. You can play him in the slot. You can play him kind of at like that 3rd down linebacker spot. You can have him up top. You can have him outside occasionally. You can send him blitzing as well. So I think Jaquan Brisker is a steal here. I would love to get an edge rusher, but I think this is a versatile piece for that defense. I would really like to get a linebacker too, but after Quay, who else is there? Christian Harris, Chad Muma, Leo Chenal are all good guys, but we can wait. There's still Channing Tindall that we can get to. Jaquan Brisker is the guy. Jets back on the clock. They got, I think, Evan Neal, and the edge rusher was Thibodeau, right? No, the edge rusher we just got. Yeah, so they got Jameson Williams, Evan Neal, and the edge rusher is one that we just got, George Karlaftis. Sorry. A lot of picks, so I'm trying to remember everything. Could go ahead and get another receiver, but they have some promising guys, especially with Braxton Berrios getting paid $6 million. You probably don't want to get another guy. Corner. Been wanting to look corners. Kyler Gordon is gone, though. Tariq Woolen is there. Roger McCreary. I really, really like Roger McCreary. he hasn't played very much zone. And they're going to be a heavy cover 3 zone team. I think they can do it and just don't expect much from him at the beginning. And his arms are also so short. This is kind of the dead spot. Oh, defensive lineman. Thank you. Travis Jones. So Perrion Winfrey, I really like. We're going Travis Jones, man. This is a nose tackle that can get pass rush. He'll eat up 2 gaps, and that's exactly what they need in this defensive scheme. Is a zero technique that is a 2-gapper, and he can also get pass rush. I love Travis Jones. They got him at 62 on the TDN rankings. I think he's way better than that. I saw him in person against UCF, and he was just eating their lunch on the offensive line. Even though their offensive line's not that good, even though he's from UConn, he's a dog, and he showed it at the Senior Bowl. So we'll go ahead and give them Travis Jones, nose tackle from UConn. He can play the 1. I wouldn't ask him to play the 3, but he can play a 1 or a 0 and a 2-eye too. So he can play anything inside there. The Chicago Bears go ahead and get their first pick. All right. You can get an offensive lineman to help out with your young quarterback. Go ahead and get a wide receiver to help with your young quarterback. Sky Moore doesn't really fit. They've already got a guy that can do that stuff. Tyler Smith is good. In worst case, he moves inside. Bernard Raymond as well. Where is he? Right here. I think you can go ahead and get Bernard Raymond. Was he 6'8", 6'6", 300? The only problem is if you try to move Bernard Raymond inside, that 300 pounds at 6'6", if he gets leverage taken from him by some of these more powerful interior guys like an Aaron Donald or someone to that effect, it could be pretty ugly. I think I'm going to go Tyler Smith, though. I think Tyler Smith's the play. Start him out outside and move him in if you have to. We can go for the Seattle Seahawks. I think this is where Raymond goes. Bernard Raymond goes right here. Jahan Dotson's going to keep falling. There's actually 2 picks here. I didn't realize they had back-to-back picks. So we can go ahead and get them one of those edge rushers. With Bernard Raymond goes right here. I like Cam Thomas. I think he's a developmental guy. Go ahead and get them Cam Thomas as well. Unless we want to go Jalen Petrie. And so now all of a sudden you got a new corner. Who was that corner again? Sorry, I'm trying to remember. Sauce Gardner, of course. Sauce Gardner and another safety. So they have Diggs already. They've got a couple other guys. Got them tackle. Let's go ahead and get Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas deserves some praise. The Indianapolis Colts finally have a pick. They don't have their first-round pick because of the Carson Wentz deal that went bad. It happens. Right. They have Matt Ryan at quarterback. Could get a succession plan from him, but I don't think they want to spend another premium pick at quarterback because they did pay a 3rd-round pick for Matt Ryan a year after they paid a 1st-round pick for Carson Wentz. So let's skip that out and let's try to win some playoff games while we have a quarterback. So go ahead and get a weapon to help out. They've got Michael Thomas right now, and off the top of my head, I can't really think of another wide receiver on that team. They've got some tight ends. So we'll go ahead and give him I'm going to give him Sky Moore. Again, Jahan Dotson's falling because I don't really – he's a limited receiver, which, again, I think he'll go at this next pick. So I think he's limited in his route tree, or at least he's been asked to only do a limited route tree. He's not that much of a burner. I don't really see change of direction skills with him, but that might just be what I have seen. I was hoping that he'd run really well at the combine, and that would kind of be like, okay, he does have good change of direction. So even though I didn't see it on tape, because he was only asked to run posts and, post and go balls basically. Maybe he can develop into something else. I didn't see it, so he's going to fall a little bit. I think Sky Moore is a good pick here. Help out Matt Ryan and that offense. All right. We have been going for 1 hour, and we're about 1.5 picks in, or 1.5 rounds in. So we're actually doing fairly well on time. I'm very happy with that. Let's see if we can finish this up in the next 15 minutes. So let's try to speed round the rest of this. They could go edge rusher. They could go linebacker. Christian Harris really is something that I'm looking at, but Christian Watson, I did say Jahan Dotson. Christian Watson being here, we're going to go Christian Watson. All right. Edge rusher, interior offensive line. Safety would be cool as well. Linebacker would not hurt. Let's see, does he fit that 4-3? Yeah. Okay. That's enough research as I need. We'll go ahead and give them Arnold Ebiketie from Penn State, edge rusher. Another edge rusher, cornerback needed right here. Tariq Woolen. I love Tariq Woolen from UTSA. I just saw him, and I'm like, yeah, that actually is a pretty good fit. They could also do Sean Ryan from UCLA. Let me just double check, make sure I don't want to give them anyone else. Scroll a little bit further. Logan Hall. Oh, Logan Hall right here. Yeah. So it's Logan Hall. Perrion Winfrey would be cool, but they already got Wyatt, I think. So Tariq Woolen. Let's go ahead and give him Logan Hall. I want to. So that's what we will do. All right. Edge rusher was taken last time. Who was it again? What were they picked? 12. Kayvon Thibodeau. Awesome. Could go ahead and give them Jalen Petrie here. Could give them a defensive tackle like Perrion Winfrey or DeMarvin Leal. Could give them a corner like Tariq Woolen. Could give them a wide receiver. Go ahead and give them Jahan Dotson. And Jahan Dotson finally stops falling. Cornerback here, safety here, linebacker. Really best available could go. And I think Christian Harris fits perfectly next to Jamin Davis from last year. So Christian Harris can go right there. All right. Wide receiver, we've already talked a little bit about this because the Chicago Bears' last pick was, 7 picks ago. We ended up giving them a tackle / interior offensive lineman. All right. So wide receiver, edge, linebacker would be nice. It says they need corner. Who's still there at wide receiver? George Pickens, David Bell, John Mechie, Calvin Austin. Do they still have Allen Robinson? I don't think they have Allen Robinson anymore. So George Pickens kind of can take over that role. So we'll go ahead and give them George Pickens. The New Orleans Saints back on the clock. Could get a quarterback to sit behind Jameis. There's Desmond Ridder still here. I think that would be a really good pick. Matt Corral is not a bad pick as well, but I would really think Desmond Ridder's the play here. Sit behind Jameis for 2 years. Worst case, use the 2nd-round pick on a quarterback that's not going to start for you because you like Jameis. You trade him for maybe a 3rd-rounder in 2 years. He looks good in the preseason for 2 years. Maybe he comes in and subs in for Jameis for 6 games over the next 2 years, and then you trade him for a 3rd-round pick. Trade him for a 4th-round pick. Or he just doesn't pan out. Or Jameis Winston doesn't pan out, and then he comes in. So I like this here, especially since he's going to be really, really cheap. Talking about at pick 49, he's going to be over I think the what he'll start at is like 780,000, something like that. and the highest he'll go is like a 1.6, 2.5, something like that. I think if he makes it to his fourth year, he's $2.5 million compared to if you took him in the first round that last year before the fifth year option is going to be like 7 million. And then fifth year option will probably be about 20 at that point, 21, 22. So Desmond Ridder, I like. No, we'll go Matt. Ooh, this is difficult. I don't know why. I feel like they'd like Matt Corral better. I like Desmond Ridder better, but I feel like they like Matt Corral better. So we'll do that. Is Sky Moore still there? Did we pick Sky Moore? Yeah, we picked him at 42. So the Chiefs are crying a little bit about that. That's okay. They have not gotten a wide receiver. We need to get a wide receiver. I might have messed that up. They got to pick at 62 as well. So let's go ahead. Get them a nice. I really want to go Calvin Austin. So I'm going to go Calvin Austin. Perfect. Wide receiver here. Get John Mechie, a great route runner, to go with Devontae Smith and Quez Watkins. That's going to be that wide receiving core in Philly. All right. Now, Desmond Ridder is going to fall right here. So Desmond Ridder goes to 52 instead of 49. So Desmond Ridder is at the Pittsburgh Steelers now. Congratulations. Green Bay Packers are up on the clock. Really best available is what they're going to do. Perrion Winfrey is very, very nice here. That might be the play. Tariq Woolen, also very, very nice. Yeah, all right. Perrion Winfrey is going to be the guy. All right. So a wide receiver could still go to the Patriots. I don't think so, though. I don't think they're going to grab another guy right now just because of the money they kind of have on that wide receiver room, especially with the trade for Devontae Parker. I think they'll probably go on the defensive side again. Again, you could always help out on the interior offensive line. They just traded Shaq Mason for a fifth. I don't really understand why. So you can get one of these interior guys like Jamari Saylor, Sean Ryan, who can also play outside if you need him to. But I'm going to go with one of these linebackers. So Ryan Asamoah is really good. Leo Chenal. Shoot, I really like Leo Chenal. I think it's a little rich. But again, it's the Patriots, right? So the Patriots kind of do that stuff. Let's give him Chad Muma. I think Chad Muma works really well there. Pretty athletic linebacker. Can fill gaps, but is really sideline to sideline. That's a guy that they need there. So they got Chad Muma and Kyer Elam. The Patriots did. So I think that's a really good 1-2 punch they got on that defense to fill some of their holes. So the Arizona Cardinals are up on the clock now. Go ahead, and I think it's fairly simple right here to get a guy like, I want to say Tariq Woolen, and I keep thinking Isaiah Spiller would look really, really nice right here. And could you imagine Isaiah Spiller and James Conner on the same team? I think Isaiah Spiller, he fits that pretty well. So Kenneth Walker would have been okay there. I think Spiller is more of a nasty runner, and that's the only reason why I put him there. I think if I had a do-over, I might put Kenneth Walker there. I do kind of regret that, but that's okay. We're going fast. We're trying to go fast, and we're going to go faster. So Could get another receiver here. I heard that they do want another receiver. David Bell is nice. I like David Bell. I'm just trying to think. You think about what they're replacing, and is David Bell going to do it? Shoot, David Bell has to, right? It's David Bell, or you get a safety here and you wait on. Yeah, give him Jalen Petrie. That's a really good pick. Instead of forcing the wide receiver pick, next round they can focus on wide receiver. It's fine. Let's get best player available. All right. So go to corners, get Tariq Woolen. This is a really simple one right here. Bam. All right. Falcons, do they like Sam Howell enough to grab him right here and sit him behind Marcus Mariota? Or they rather tank? I think they're just gonna go best player available again. Go best player available. Next year, focus on quarterback. Unless right now, best player available is a quarterback. I don't think it is. Can really do anything. Do you go running back? Yes. We're going running back here. For some reason, running back's not their biggest need, but I like Kenneth Walker, man. I like Kenneth Walker. They could go Sean Ryan, but that offensive line's not terrible right now. It really is not. And Sean Ryan's kind of more of a developmental guy. Don't really see that high of a ceiling. Josh Pascal's not bad. Maybe you go and get another tight end, Isaiah Likely. Not likely. Yeah, I think I just sold myself. Leo Chenal here would be really good at linebacker. That's okay, man. Let's go Kenneth Walker. Okay, edge rusher, offensive tackle. Again, we're just trying to get guys that will contribute to the next 3 years while we have Aaron Rodgers, right? So go ahead and get a freak edge rusher if he's there. If not, if you have to start Daniel Falele, you're kind of screwed. You can get Trey McBride. I'm going to go ahead and get tight end 1 and get Isaiah Likely. That's my tight end 1. I'm going to give them Isaiah Likely at pick 59. I think it's a really good value right there. Sean Ryan on this pick, maybe. I think they want to go running back too. Let's see. What do we got at running back? James Cook. Can't pass protect. You got Brian Robinson, Tyler Batty, Dameon Pierce. Dameon Pierce, man. Let's go ahead and get Dameon Pierce. Have a nice 1-2 punch with him and Leonard Fournette. Keyshawn Vaughn's going to have to take a back seat. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I'm just double checking. Actually, let's go ahead and get him Petit Frere. I think he can go ahead and start if he has to at one of these tackle positions. That's a good pick. That's a good pickup right there. All right. Hey, we're doing pretty good. We're at an hour, 15 minutes, and we only got 4 picks left. So, interior offensive lineman, cornerback, wide receivers, edge rushers. Wide receivers, who we got? David Bell, that's a pretty good pick. Wan'Dale Robinson, Kyle Phillips, Jalen Tolbert. A lot of good guys here. Kyle Phillips is a West Coast guy. At corners, Roger McCreary, most likely an inside guy. He's never played inside before. Again, it's more of a cover 3 type, and he's never really played cover 3 before. Man, this is tough. That's very tough for him. We'll go ahead and give them Daniel Falele. Let them kind of mold him. He's not going to, again, you got Trey Lance who's not going to start this year, most likely. Or if he does, it's going to be halfway through the year. And now you got Daniel Falele on your next pick, your next first pick. And it's Daniel Falele, who's probably not going to start for a year, maybe 2 years. He's a project. But it's back of the second round. So go to the Chiefs. They did get a wide receiver on the last one, right? I'm not. Yeah, they got Calvin Austin. That's right. I remember what my plan was. So Calvin Austin, you can get Roger McCreary. Also can get one of these linebackers. But I think you go Calvin Austin. Hold on, let me remember. Calvin Austin and Wandale Robinson. You get guys that can move all over the place. With him, so with Wandale Robinson, Calvin Austin, who is strictly an inside guy, but he's very, very shifty, and Mecole Hardman. 3 guys right there that can move all around, very shifty, hard to tackle. It's going to be a pain in the butt to guard them. And that's how you replace Tyreek Hill. So the Bengals are with their second round pick. The first round pick, they went ahead and took Tyler Smith. They took Tyler Linderbaum. Ooh, took Linderbaum. They could go ahead and get Roger McCreary here. Could also get a tight end. Trey McBride. I like it. Let's do it. Trey McBride. Bam. If I thought about it a little bit more, maybe I would have gone ahead and given them Jelani Woods. But I think Trey McBride's the better pick there. I just think Jelani Woods is a freak. So the Denver Broncos are picking now. I think Brian Asamoah is good here. I want to give him Leo Chenal. Darian Beavers I like as well. Leo Chenal is the pick here. Give them a linebacker. Bam. Okay. Hey, we did it. 2-round mock draft finally in the books. Without trades. I think next week we'll do just another 1-rounder, but we'll actually do some trades. So that's probably going to be the Chiefs wanting to move up, Jets maybe moving back, potentially having the Chargers move up. So there's going to be a lot that we can end up doing with that. But I appreciate you guys stopping in and viewing this. Hope you guys had as much fun as I did. I like doing these because it's kind of a brain teaser, and it kind of lets you understand and project what each team is probably looking for in each pick, understanding if you think a team's going to move up versus move back, why they would take a wide receiver over an edge rusher, because, positional, the positional strength of the draft, that kind of stuff. So it's fun, and it kind of gets you to understand each team a little bit better. So hope you guys had fun. This Thursday, we're going to do offensive day 3 sleepers. So people that I think will go between round 4, 5, 6, 7 and undrafted that I think are going to contribute early on in their career. So I appreciate everybody stopping by once again. If you can, go ahead and leave a like on the video, hit subscribe and the bell, just so you get notifications when we go live so you can join us again. Thank you guys and have a great day.